Now, the stars of Tiswas were back in Birmingham at the weekend for a reunion of the children's show, which helped make people like Lenny Henry and Chris Tarrant so famous.
Many of the stars were there, including, of course, the infamous Phantom Flan Flinger. Just to let you know, there are flashing images in Mark Goff's report.
Saturday, Saturday, Saturday is Tiswas Day.
40 years ago, an anarchic children's TV show hit our screens. Its stars and their antics became legendary.
It probably did change our lives. It made our careers.
At the weekend, they got back together again, invited by the Tiswas fan club. And no Tiswas reunion will be complete, of course, without the Phantom Flan Flinger. No one escaped. Just like on the show.
No, I'm sorry, that's completely wrong.
This was Legs & Co. from Top of the Pops. The flan was one of the hallmarks.
The knick-knack, paddywhack, give the dog a pie, watch it sailing through the sky. This old dog.
Did you enjoy the enormous kind of fame that came with that?
Yeah, I mean, if we're honest, for me, for Sally, for Lenny Henry, for Bob, Carol G's, for all of us, I mean, it probably did change our lives. It made our careers. And yes, all the stuff of people coming up and bothering you in restaurants, so that's fine. It's part of the, you know, part of what you do, and it's been like it ever since. But this lot are always an incredibly loyal, the original sort of fan base, you know.
You couldn't go to a restaurant, you couldn't go to a cinema, you couldn't go anywhere without being recognised. And that was nice. It was not saying, you know, stop recognising me. It was nice. But you had no privacy. So if you went on holiday, you had to go somewhere completely different. And Chris and I used to grow beards. When the programme wasn't on, we used to grow beards, hoping we wouldn't be recognised. And people would say, why have you grown a beard? I said, so you can't recognise me. I said, oh, right.
Chris Tarrant was a reporter on ITV Today when he was recruited for Tiswas.
I was doing your job.
You were doing my job. One of us has become hugely successful.
Peter Harris, the first producer, came up to me and said, you can have 25 quid for an extra 3 hours on a Saturday morning. I thought, put me down for that. He said it'll be a quiet linking children's programme. And it sort of was. It's just, I think, that we were mad, and it just developed and grew and grew and grew. I mean, it was never intended to be the huge phenomenon it became, but great.
I love you all. Love you all. And the Queen love you.
And 40 years on, the fans still love them. Mark Goff, ITV News.
Brilliant. I think we need some custard pies on this ship now.
Yeah, we do indeed. John Gorman said he grew a beard so he wouldn't get recognised so much. You could try that, I suppose.
Oh, yeah, thank you.
We asked you what you thought about the programme, and many said you wished it was still on. Susan Conway from Birmingham told us, Tiswas kept my children quiet all Saturday morning. I have to admit, I loved it also.
I love this one. Leslie Reed from Staffordshire was on the show when she was younger. She said, I was so small that my mother wrote in and they threw manure all over me. She hasn't grown since, apparently.
Didn't work then.
It didn't work.
Helen Donovan from Evesham said she didn't need an alarm clock as a kid in the 70s and 80s. She said Tiswas was the best incentive to get up, loved every second of it.
And Anthony Eyre posted, loved it. I was 16 in 1977 when my first job asked me to do overtime on a Saturday. Guess what? He said no, because Tiswas was on. Bring it back. That's
TV you have to stop for. Brilliant. Well, thank you all so much for getting in touch. It's great to hear your memories.